Well, another week and another sweep. And that means that these sunglasses are staying right here, going nowhere anytime soon. To quote DeMarcus Cousins, this is getting ridiculous because we went in the week two slate 4-0-1 to push our year total after 2 weeks to 9-0-1, still without a loss as we enter the third week of the NFL season. My name is Bryce Hunt. I'm joined, as always, by lead football analyst here at the Janitor's Closet, Josh Frey-Sam. Josh, we're getting into heat check range.
That is absolutely right, Bryce. And let me just quickly correct you, actually. It was 5-0-1 we went last week,
Mm,
FYI. 5-0-1,
right.
not 4-0-1. Let me also just say the one part, the push on the Saints game, that was brutal. That was looking like a clear dub for us, Saints -3. And then the Saints, Dennis Allen decided to play soft for the first time in the entire game, and they allowed a touchdown and had the 2-point conversion, which was terrible to watch happen live. But we bounced back with the other Monday Night Football play, Steelers +2, so that was nice to get another dub on the card there. But Bryce, I'm feeling great. You said heat check. Yes, we are in that mode right now. 9-0-1. We're feeling ourselves, and hopefully we are ready to dial up another big week here at the janitor's closet. And in which case, it's just kind of like at this point, if you're not following us, what are you doing at this point? You know what I mean? Like we're literally giving away free money at this point. But whatever. That's just my personal opinion. Let's get into this thing.
Yeah, with that said, we popped on our best numbers on our last video. So thank you for the support. We're ready with five more plays for week three, and we'll get into it right now. We've been fading them all year. It's the Carolina Panthers again. It's not personal, but we are once again going to start with the Carolina Panthers taking a trip to Seattle with a day with the Seahawks. We have two plays here, Josh. What are they?
Yeah, Bryce, this is we've been fading these guys all year. And listen, this is pretty much not going to change until the Panthers offense shows some sort of competency, or the Panthers stop getting injured. I talked last week about how the Panthers, their offense is not really doing much, but their defense is kind of keeping them somewhat some way in games. Now they were going into last week missing JC Horn. Now this week they're going in missing J.C. Horn and Shaq Thompson, they're two of their best players on the defensive side of the ball. So Carolina's not only banged up, but also their offense is on the offensive side of the ball. Bryce Young is also probably not going to play on Sunday at this point. So I'm not quite sure if I'm more cautious of that now with the Carolina Panthers, or if I'm liking that, or if I'm not liking it with Andy Dalton now going to be at the helm, a veteran. But either way, regardless, I realize it doesn't really matter who's playing quarterback. It didn't really Bryce Young wasn't the problem for the Carolina Panthers. It's really their receivers' inability to get open. So it doesn't really matter who's playing quarterback. The same receivers are still going to be in the lineup. The same offensive line is still going to be in the lineup. With that being said, we're going to be taking the Seattle Seahawks first half -3.5. The Seahawks are trending upward. The Carolina Panthers are trending downward, and it's as simple as that. And we are going to hopefully capitalize on a short line here on the first half. The second play that we're also going to take is, because I just talked about those injuries on the defensive side of the ball, I assume the Seattle Seahawks, coming off of a really hot offensive show over there in Motown against the Detroit Lions, I believe that they are going to put up some numbers, some offense in this game against a depleted Carolina Panthers team. And also, I expect the Seattle Seahawks defense to have a nice day, which will get the ball back into the Seattle Seahawks offense's hands, and Geno Smith let Geno cook. We're going to take Seattle Seahawks team total over 23.5 in this game. So we are all on the Seahawks this week, Bryce, and hopefully the boys can keep showing out. I'm high on the Seahawks this year. I'm low on the Panthers. This is a perfect storm that brewed for us.
It's been a nice start for them. You mentioned the big win against Detroit last week. Our first two plays will be Seattle first half -3.5, and Seattle's team total over 23.5. Just a reminder, folks, these lines are coming on Bet365, and we are currently recording this before the Thursday night around September 21st. So anything that happens on practice Friday, any sort of tweaks that happen Saturday or Sunday to the lineup. We mentioned Bryce Young's missed practice and is looking kind of doubtful to play. Obviously, he could, have some sort of a comeback there. But these lines are as of September 21st. Moving into our next game, which also will have two plays, we have the 2-0 Dallas Cowboys going to the desert to face the 0-2 Arizona Cardinals, who had a very interesting game against Dallas's division rival. Josh, let's talk about Dallas and Arizona here.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of hop on this same trend. Now, the Arizona Cardinals actually aren't going as downhill. They're not trending as down as the Carolina Panthers here, but they're still the Arizona Cardinals and they're still trending down. So we are going to take advantage of this. And the Dallas Cowboys were actually recording just moments after it was announced Trayvon Diggs suffered a season-ending torn ACL, which is obviously a massive blow to the Dallas Cowboys and their playmaking ability on the defensive side of the ball. However, the Dallas Cowboys are still absolutely loaded, and the Arizona Cardinals kind of miss true playmakers right now, especially since they don't have much of a quarterback, despite Josh Dobbs actually playing pretty well for the level that we're expecting him to play at. Nevertheless, regardless of all of that, the Dallas Cowboys are just simply the better team here. And not to mention, I'm expecting the Dallas Cowboys defense to absolutely be way too much for the Arizona Cardinals to handle in this matchup. Now, the Arizona Cardinals have hung around in their first two games, Bryce. You will remember they had a close battle with the Washington Commanders in Week 1. Then you just mentioned the New York Giants. They got off to the hot start against New York. And then we hammered the live bet, the New York Giants there live. And we obviously hit the Giants to come out on top of that one. So the Arizona Cardinals have actually been staying in games and have been an interesting team. They haven't been the doormat that we expect them to be. However, they have not played a team like the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are a top 3 team in the league right now. With that being said, we're going to take the Dallas Cowboys first half -7 because I believe this thing is going to be an absolute rout. And then we are also going to take Dallas team total over 27.5. The reasoning for this is the reason I expect this to be a rout is I do not expect the Arizona Cardinals to possess the ball that much because I expect the Dallas Cowboys defense to stymie them completely. I don't really know if I see the Arizona Cardinals putting up more than double digits in this game, even reaching double digits, I should say. And then the Dallas Cowboys, as a result of having the ball all game, I think they're going to have ample opportunity to score. So we're just going to ride with that. So Dallas, first half -7 and team total over 27.5. I think this is all Dallas all day.
Yeah, as you mentioned, they have some dynamic playmakers. Micah Parsons having, proving he's really what looks to be a top 10 player. That defense has already pitched a shutout this year.
Mm,
And we know kind of the direction Arizona's been going in and continues to go in as this season rolls along.
yeah.
Our last play, our fifth pick here, we're going to head to the AFC East here for the New England Patriots, who are 0-2 for the first time in quite some time, visiting the New York Jets in New York. Josh, what do we have here?
Yeah, this one is a battle of two struggling offenses and a battle of two formidable defenses. So that is a great recipe for an underbrace. And I watched this line at the beginning of the week. It was the first half over under was 18.5. And I watched it and I was debating, do we hammer this early in the week? And sure enough, I checked the next day after I decided to wait a day, and it creeped up to 19.5. And I said, okay, there's no way that this thing is getting any higher than 19.5. We jumped on it. And I hope that everybody else can get it at 19.5. Now, if you get it at 18.5, I think that's fine as well. But 19.5, absolutely, we are hammering this. First half under 19.5. Once again, the New York Jets offense without Aaron Rodgers has been obviously a struggle to watch. Their biggest play has come from their two biggest plays have come from Garrett Wilson, respectively, when he made an absolutely ridiculous catch in the end zone there in prime time to open up the season, and then Garrett Wilson again when he took a slant 68 yards to the house. So you're kind of relying, you kind of get the picture here as far as the New York Jets are kind of relying on, a fluke essentially to happen in order to put points up on the board. And then New England Patriots are the same thing in which they're struggling right now. They're struggling to put points on the board, and they weren't able to keep up with the Miami Dolphins, obviously, last week. So, this, in my opinion, these two teams know each other well. This is just going to be a defensive battle. It's as simple as that, and we'll let them kind of just dog it out for the first half and see who eventually comes out on top in the second half. But this to me has all the makings of a really ugly game. So we're going to take the first half under 19 and a half.
Also worth noting, there's that pretty ugly storm heading out to the East Coast, and this would be one of the games impacted by that weather. Obviously,
Absolutely.
wishing the best to anyone impacted that by that. But
Absolutely.
what that does mean is, these two defenses, they don't get it aired out on them in the best of conditions, and certainly not when the weather is projected as it is.
Mm,
We'll see a lot of handoffs, a lot of balls on the ground, and that's kind of where these defenses can thrive, especially if they have some extra time to prepare and game plan for it. A lot of ball protection there.
absolutely.
So just to recap, folks, we have 5 plays. We mentioned it's heat check time, putting our undefeated record on the line with Seattle's first half -3.5 and their team total over 23.5. The Dallas Cowboys first half -7 and their team total over 27.5. And the New York Jets and New England Patriots first half to go under 19.5. Those are the 5 plays. Josh, how you feeling about them?
I'm feeling great, Bryce. Listen, I was battling a cold this week. I told you my head is foggy, but we still seeing clear out here. You know what I'm saying? We still seeing the lines clear as day right now. So, listen, you said heat check time. I'm hoping this is going to be a big week, man, because shoot, if we are going to be unbearable if this thing hits, if we go sweep another slate here. I hope we are unbearable this time next week.
The last thing people want to see is the sunglasses on these faces. Maybe it's actually the best thing they want to see
That's
because it'll mean they can
yeah,
ride with some free money on the
that's
board
right.
here for another week.
That's right.
Folks, if you're liking the plays, if you're tailing the plays, if we're taking this thing to the moon, don't feel free to drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Also follow our Twitter page at TJC Bets. That's where we drop the Pittsburgh Steelers play. So if we like something that just doesn't come out in time for the YouTube video, that's where it'll be dropped. So
Yep.
we've already had a play hit over there. Feel free to give that a follow at TJC Bets. Josh, let's keep taking this thing to the moon, man. What do you say?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it, folks. Bet responsibly. Happy betting. Let's have another week. Let's get week 3.